Yeah, hi Nana, Rahubat, as we say, greetings.
Supreme Rising, beloved. Supreme Rising.
Likewise, likewise. Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, my lighting is a little bit off, but I'm trying to see if we can get it to be better.
Don't worry about that. You're
Okay.
Riskians are freestylers. That's why you're Riskian.
Okay. I hope
Yeah,
that's okay. Yeah, I
yeah.
think that's good enough. I think we can work with that. Yeah, so how you doing? And thank you for reaching out and for taking the time to have this one-to-one. Um,
Yes.
as normal, I always ask the guests to introduce themselves and yeah, just tell me a little bit about yourself, and then we get into whatever you want to talk about. Okay.
The first thing I always do is I give respect to the celestial mother and father, the source.
Right.
So I always start out with my special royal chant.
Okay.
Au'i Alkalun Anu Ramen El Elyon Elyon El Ramen Ra Roa Kadush Nayankapong Asheo Mahat Tuhuti Supreme Balance and Satisfaction. Star seeds of the Riskian Etherian Yahuwah Elohim Anunnaki, the great I am. So
Okay. Yes.
that's
And yeah, we just give thanks to Parabanun, the
the
master
time.
teacher, of course, and to our ancestors, Parnatharu, and yeah, just invoke those higher supreme beings to be with us and work with us in all that we do. So yeah, appreciate
Yes.
love what you're saying.
All right. So
Right.
as you had asked me who I am, what I am. I'm a part of the all, and the all is a part of me. But on the earth, we have titles and ranks and appellation while we're in this third dimension. So I am one of the royal bloodline of Marcus Garvey's family. I'm President John Hanson's cousin. Also nanny of the Maroon family. There's other
Right.
connecting families, also like yourself, because I passed through the realms of the AEO schools also, and different schools. Sometimes they say it's better to walk the walk than just talk, talk, talk. So I did
Right.
some walking, and some of the walking took me to AEO, the Nuwabian Circle, took me to the Alliance of Indigenous Nation, which protects about 300 indigenous tribes worldwide. I'm also one of the understudy chief for the Nyankapong Indigenous Nation government, and also one of the high priests. I'm also working for SOD, which is an NGO within the African Union. I work for ADDI, which is one of Dr. Arikana's project, the ambassador to the
Hmm.
UN on behalf of the African Union, the X. And
So
I
you're
am also a
familiar
part
with
of,
ADDC then?
that's right.
Right.
And
Okay.
I am also affiliate with World Marshal Authority, which is the newest umbrella that protects uh, put together all the common law court protocols to protect the UCC, and also um, more like a planetary observatory, and also more like a military intelligence policing system that tracks down corruption. It started in what, about 2021,
Hmm.
and headed by Judge Belton,
Right.
which we are like Nasara Jessara White Cap protocols. We're going after all of them deep state corruption. So whoever you are, and there are also people who have been blocking Dr. York's release. So we're looking at that also. Anybody blocking, whether from within the Nuwabian or whoever we are observing from the outside, we're looking on.
Right.
So
Hmm.
if you want to say we are the baby version of an intergalactic or a galactic federation, yes, that's what it is. We are the first planetary policing system coming
Right.
back in full force. All right.
Okay.
And I also represent Crown Prince um, King Jamal of the Nudimore Empire Kingdom,
Right.
which is a
You
standalone.
sound like you're a very busy man.
Yes, because I have to be looking at every facet that affect power, energy, health, and wealth, mind, spirit, soul, and body, ether, and beyond. It to make the next generation protected. We have to plant the seeds. If we want to see the future that we want, we have to start from now. We can't find no excuse. So I'm a part of the no excuse. I'm not going to be like Grandmaster J that says NFAC, but I'm going to say we're not playing around with finding excuse this time to do the job. We're just gonna get the job done one way or the other.
Right.
Understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I would heal for now. There's a lot of more about me because my background is in entertainment and tourism and sports management consultation. But I'm more focused on the more ancestral matters like genealogy and sovereignty science. Like, what type of books are we using to travel the world as sovereigns? What type of documents are we using? These are the things that I spend a lot of time researching and putting together. I also represent some of these protocol books that are out there representing our people. I know Dr. York had started in the past with the Yamasi and all these things. So we're just revisiting the UNNM protocols and everything that is out there in the different schools. We're not leaving no schools unturned. Everything is welcome. The all is I am. I yield.
Okay. Okay. Right. So, what did you want to talk to me about, or what do you want to know, or what? Yeah.
First question.
Yeah.
The double ankh that is on your head, on your fez, on your seals of
Yeah.
your crown. That's one. The other matter is in regards to Dr. York, and why is it that the Nuwabians did not follow the protocol of the United Nuwabian Nation of More protocols instead of using a bar association affiliation and step back into the UCC protocol and standing as sovereign, and instead of looking, because it makes us look like we're cowards, that we can't have a brain to use. And the other matter is, where are we going? What's the next move? And right now, some of the books that I'm looking at is the Holy Tabernacle Family Guide and the Planetary, the Holy Tablet, and Man from Planet Risk. These are the protocols I'm looking at right now, and I just want you to expand on those things for now, and then I move on to the others.
Okay, so what did you want to know about the ankh? You said
Explain it to me. I am just treat me as a baby. I don't. I
Okay.
just want to know from your mouth, because I have look up to you as a newborn Gen Zen teacher. You're like a Zen. So as a Gen Zen futuristic teacher, an offspring of Dr. York, Malachi Z. York, Yanun Pa Nababna Yanun, I would love to hear your explanation, because it's not something I've seen on any of your programs. So I want to see a full presentation of it, because a lot of time I ask people about it and they beat around the bush. I have no time for the beat around. I'm a very straightforward person, When you're assisting people like ADDI and other groups that is helping the African diaspora, you don't have no time to play around. It's no play around time now. Serious time.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. Yeah, so you say we and us. So would you consider yourself at the moment to be an Wapian, or just so that I
Yes,
can?
I'm a Wu-Sabat.
Okay.
Yes,
So
because you cannot be a sovereign if you do not include, Yeah.
well, this is why I'm asking, because everything that that you see us with, symbols, etc., or direction that we're moving in, it's gonna come by way of the master teacher, right? So the Ankh Tui, are you familiar with the language? Do you speak, Miss Batir?
Yes,
Okay,
I
so
speak a few of the dialects. I was one of the teachers back in the days, so
right.
some things are in, some things are out, some things are. I'm a little bit trying to play catch up at the same time.
Okay, Ankh, the Ankh, as you know already, most people are familiar with the Ankh, which
Yes,
for many years,
singular.
right,
Yeah,
people,
singularity. Yeah,
yeah, again, this was something that our ancestors used to wear. You see it on the walls of Egypt. And the reason why I asked you about where you consider your status to be at the moment is because Dr. York, or Parnabab Yanun, is a visitor to this planet. And what makes him different from everybody else is that he's able to continuously come up or bring things about, or new things, or new information, and things that people may not be familiar with. So, excuse me. So he said right from the beginning that he's going to give us what we want until we learn to want what he has to give. And that there's going to come a time where, because he made the phrase, "Don't believe me, check it out," famous. And he said there will come a time where you're not going to be able to check things out because where I'm coming from, they won't be able to go. You see, so that's why when he introduces something new to the world, people are like, "Oh, what is that? Where did you get it from? Who says you can have it?" But he does
Mhm.
that continuously to always show that he's a step above the rest and ahead of everyone else. So most people are familiar with the Ankh. The Ankh Tui, and with everything, as you said, there are levels of information, so you may be told one level, but there's deeper and deeper levels. And as
Right.
you graduate, as you learn more, if you're patient enough to wait for him to expound on things, you will find out that, he may have taught something in the 60s, 70s, 80s that now he's expounding on. And sometimes it's intentional. So the right time for the right information will be released at that time, because obviously, as you know, the planet is changing, it's evolving, nature's changing, and there are things that are happening by way of nature as well. So to get to the question, the Ankh Tui represents many things. It represents the what we call the double resurrection, meaning that although people were born, such as yourself, who was around and has been around when he first opened the seventh seal and started to pour these pamphlets of truth to the world, a lot of people were born then because they came away from the lies of religion and monotheistic religions and so forth, and they were very active throughout the various schools. But then when he changed gears or moved from religion and went back to what he said, "I've come to give you," which is Wu-Sabat. Some know it throughout the years as Wu-Nuwap or Wunupu. When he changed gears, a lot of people fell off. And this is called the great falling away. So many people that were awoke in the first resurrection, they fell asleep. And the second resurrection is now when we're actually in our time, in the year from the year 2000, when he started to give us what he came to give, known as Wu-Sabat. So the Ankh represents the first half hour, which would have been from 1970 when the seventh seal was broken to the year 2000. That's one resurrection. The second resurrection is from the year 2000 to the year 2030, which is what we're in now. And this is representative of the double resurrection. It is also representing the fact that in religion, you're taught that, you're waiting for someone that's going to come and save you. And that, people in religion will refer to this person as the Messiah, or, some even go as far as saying Jesus. But the time period will come when this being will be here. And he is that being. He's here as the Black Messiah. And now the second resurrection, many people are waking back up again. Like you say, it's no more time for playing. It's time now to be in our full glory as the supreme beings. So when people talk about dying before you get salvation, he taught us right then that you don't have to die to get salvation. We are right here, right now, and we're the living gods and goddesses. So we have to be resurrected right now. So this is what it goes into. It represents the male and female coming together too, because even though you might see the Ankh and people interpreted that as the womb or the woman, because you say man, but you're saying woman, and the man is inside the woman. So now you have both sides, male and female, because it's the goddess's time, but also we as the males that are you know awake, we have to work together and come together as one. So there's not only going to be that's one Ankh, it's two Ankh, the double. That's Tui in our language means two, you see. So this is the time period where those who are going to be awoke and resurrected on the Wu-Sabat, on the right knowledge, because this is also referred to this time period by many people they call it the time of truth. When the truth comes, all false things shall perish. You see, so this is the time we're living in now, and it's the dimensional shift. Is that time, the new sun cycle coming in, which that's what it also represents from the year 2000 all up until you know yeah, basically we come back into our rightful state. Now there's a book, a master secret already, that is out that goes into, more details about the colors, because the red represents blood, the gold represents our royalty, dealing with the mafkuzet, part of the liquid gold and the reactivation, and the black represents us as a people coming from supreme balance. So nothing is done by, accident. It's all done, yeah, with design intelligence. So now to go to your second question about the UNN and so forth, the master teacher was the one that started to open the eyes of the world to sovereignty, and when we was dealing with the Moors and so on and so forth. But he has instructed us, well, not instructed us, but through the teachings, we are already a retained sovereign nation, right? We don't need anyone else to give us permission or to confirm for us what we already know as being sovereigns, right? Sovereignty is not just based on documents. It's based on we were here first, and he managed to prove that. In fact, the whole world, scientists, archaeologists, anthropologists, they've all come to the conclusion that this planet was inhabited by Africans first. So there's no doubt that we're the original beings on the planet, you see. So when you start to go down that road of being recognized by international courts and filing documents in their world, in their system, it's kind of like back to front, because you're really saying you need them to give you approval or to recognize you when you already are, you see. So he's saying, like, we are who we are as the original, the original beings on the planet. And we just have to let people know who we are, and we just go about our business of living our lives as sovereigns by establishing the things that we need to establish. That's having our own language, our own land, our own, culture, everything to do with our culture, as other sovereign or so-called recognized sovereign nations do. So that's the work that we're doing. We don't need someone. It's like people who say they're Egyptologists and they have to go to a European establishment to get a certificate to tell them they're an Egyptologist, which is kind of back to front. So I hope that's answered your question. If I missed anything out, please, yeah,
You
let's go back.
answered, but it is more from our observatory part where it looks like the Nubians from inside. Looks like, well, in the infiltration with Marcus Garvey and other previous predecessors who were teachers to our ancestry lineage that were sold out by our own. So we're more looking at it from, why is it that we are seeing where some of the entities who are in certain ranks of the Wu-Sabat or Nubian movement who had tampered with the evidence, and one of
Right.
them we're investigating is Sakina, and
Right. Now,
she don't.
before you carry on, right, we have
Yeah,
to obviously do a disclaimer. Like, the legal case is an ongoing
yeah,
case, and we have a legal team that will address certain things to deal with the legal. So not
right.
everything we're going to speak out in
Can be
public
answered
about
here.
the case, all right?
Okay.
And I'm
Okay.
not going to
Okay.
start making allegations or pointing fingers at anyone or mentioning people's names.
No,
Now,
no. It's
people
just
can
from
have, right,
our
exactly.
investigation.
Now,
Yeah.
people will say these types of things, right? But they're not on the inside. They're not a
Mm.
part of the fight, and they're not privy to a lot of things that are going on in real time right now. So they may have got information, or they've seen something from a long time ago, or like they're just barking up the wrong tree without having the actual evidence, because that the master teacher, Dr. York, has rights. He has, he communicates with his legal people, with those who are sanctioned to communicate with him on a weekly basis. You see, so there is information and things that people that are not privy or on the outside or not involved in helping may say that it's not accurate. You see, because
The reason why I can say a little bit more than most people would come on this because I used to be part of the Palmer jail. I'm part of military intelligence system of the Nubian. So I have a different approach from it. I was in touch. I was trained by some of the people who used to bodyguard Doc when he was on the land and certain intelligence system within the Nubian. I stepped away to observe it from a distance. Because Baba said, anything you want to know, just check it out. So you have to check out things. You can't
Oh,
understand. So
absolutely,
me,
of
I'm a
course.
person, right?
But
So
but
I
not
am
but,
real.
sorry,
Yeah,
respectfully, you did kind
yeah.
of confirm what I said. You said you were part of a mujahid and you're used to be and you stepped away. You see, this is confirming that you're
Yes,
not current
because
right now. Yeah.
we found certain splinter cell that was intercepting, so we had to step away. And the next thing once I got certain communication from certain entities, you see, the higher you go and the more disciplined you are to what Baba put out, is the more the higher beings start giving you insight. Everything that I was given to do are instruction given from higher places, and I paid
Sorry,
attention.
you have to be clear when you say higher beings and higher places.
Higher being, meaning the Riskians. I am
Okay.
in direct connection with the source. And you see,
Okay.
Baba contact a lot of people, but you see, with me, it's a little different. You see, when I came to the Nubian, they thought I was ready for teaching. I was already downloaded into my head what was downloaded into my head. I am one of these seeds that came back. I'm one of the seeds that come back. Baba told me to keep quiet and wait till the time. I'm the maroon. I'm the royal maroon, and that's why I stand like this. I'm Atlantis. I'm Tartaria. So I talk in a certain way. And a lot of people, I'm not asking question because I just wanted to hear how you present it, and I respect your intelligence. But what I have to report to you is this: is that the matter has reached to a point where some of the Baba said, if you wanna join, if you wanna complain about something, go join it. Like if you cuss in the military, go find out what's behind there. Don't just cuss if you don't know. So what I did, I walked the walk. I walk into certain areas, like how Baba say, you don't have to go to the Egypt in the fake Africa today because he brought Egypt to you. He brought Tamaray to you all. Well, it's the same thing I had to do. I had to go there and find the hardcore thing. So what I realized is that a lot of the sovereign doctrine that deal with the immigration science that Doc was teaching is that a lot of people forfeited it and start to kiss up to the Bar Association protocol instead of they stick to the sovereign side. And it's as if somebody taking a deal under the table to sell him out. Take, for instance, a sister who got some help from First Republic Registry, which is headquarters in the UK.
I'm very
They were
familiar
helping me to
with
do some
I'm familiar with
right.
ADDI, ADC. I'm familiar with First Public Register. I'm familiar with all of that.
So I'm saying, no, I know you know all of this
Mm,
because everything tied, but that's why I'm on this program with you. Is the reason why I'm talking to you without me behind any mask. I'm
mm,
talking to you because I know you know. You see, I do my homework. That's the difference with me. I do
mm.
homework. So I'm already a natural global research specialist. So I know how to track down things fast and quick, real time. I have a
Okay.
global network that helps me. So I'm not speculating. I'm not putting on things. Everything is logics and rationals for me. The thing is this: there's a sister that came to help, and she asked for, I think she was trying to get some muscle because the sisters were on board. But when it was time for the muscle, I told Minister Farrakhan a couple of years ago when he was in Jamaica, and I said to him, why don't all the brothers from Black Panther and all these things who say they like Dr. York, who they support Dr. York, why don't they give these sisters who are doing the paperwork the muscle? Because she said she needed some muscle to go up there, just like all the Jews would carry when they're representing the court, they go in numbers. The sister said she just need to see some brothers in numbers to go with her with the paperwork that was given to her by First Republic and other stamp seals that she got from other system that could open the door. And they delayed. And I
Okay.
look and I said, wow.
Let me address two of the points you just made.
Yes.
The first one about you being in direct contact with Riskians and so on and so forth, right? At the end of the day, everyone has their experience or whatever. So I can't say it's true or not true, right? But the master teacher is still here. He's still around. As I said, he's in communication with people and he would let people know what he needs people to know, who needs to know what. Now, when it comes to filing paperwork and all these things, as you've just said, in the past, when, remember, the master teacher is in charge of his own legal in terms of who he appoints, right? He knows what attorneys are working on, and he's in contact with the people that are dealing with these attorneys, right? So no one can really, because the attorneys have to visit and see him, and he will choose his own, right? In the past, people were doing things without following instructions or protocol, right? So that's why that all got stopped by a legal team being put in place, right? Where all the lawyers are a part of that team and all the representatives or people are part of that team. That's why when I started, I said to you, there is a legal team, there's a legal body that now, if they're communicating and following the instructions, because even when you hear Dr. York speaking to people who visit him on recordings that were not supposed to be made public, you hear him saying, go and work with the team, go and work with this one, go and work with that one. So there is a situation in place where in the past, where frivolous filings and people, even though they may have good intentions and they want to do something, they were tripping over each other because they weren't all working together as a body of legal team. That is now in place. So even then, if people still choose to do things without consulting the team, they're going to do that. But as you know, PACER is a system where you can log in and see what filings have been made and who's made the filing and so on and so forth. So yeah, what I'm saying is you're right. Initially in the past, there were people that didn't really have the qualification or were suitable to be able to make filings and do certain things, and they went about it in a different way that didn't really help. But today, that's very difficult to do because there is a body of people, and yes, some people still do things, and that's where the problems come in when they do things silo or go off on a tangent and don't follow the instructions that the person who, is his case at the end of the day, he knows what's best for him. Just like if you were incarcerated, you would want to do everything that you know to come to get yourself out. So people try to help and do things on his behalf, but a lot of the times they don't actually, do it properly. So this is the situation. But now that is actually taken care of. So if anybody wants to help, even when we have like the worldwide conference calls, which is a platform again that didn't exist back in the, there, where you can come on the call if you say you're Sabian, or that's what I'm saying. This is another thing, people saying I'm a Nawabian, I'm a Nawapian, I'm a Sabian, and all of this. And he's saying we are one. So there aren't differences, but if you want to come in and work with the people, then you will get to be on the inside and get involved with the fight, as opposed to kind of like think, yeah, you're working your way from outside in as opposed to from inside out. So, yeah, Dr. York is very aware of who his legal representatives are.
Yeah, we did it. I did it for me. I did it both way, from the inside and from the outside. So this is the third time around. So what I would like you to do is get me the updated legal person so that the World Martial Authorities, Judge Belton, so we can put certain treatments to assist the team that is in force. So we don't have to be the front.
Yeah, we don't have a problem with anybody who wants to assist or help.
Yeah,
we'll put them. Yeah, I'll put you to the legal team, and then you can speak to the right people. No problem.
Right. That's right. So that will seal that right there.
Right.
So you answered me perfectly and very intelligently. Dr. J. Sakem Reha. You're beautiful. Sure. I listen to your speeches all the time. Very intellectual. You remind me of that bean that Dr. York talked about that was very protective of the thing. You even look like the bean. One of them beans that is in the book. Your facial feature look like that bean. And I can see just like yourself, you have visited certain portals in your timeline. You're also like myself, right. But there are certain things that Baba think. You see the spirit, the lion, the lair, came to me. The resurrection portal came to me. He said, "Go take care of your people." Go take care of your
Yeah,
families.
that's what
And he
time it
wasn't
is. Like
referring to
you
the,
said,
yeah,
it's not talking now. It's about, you know, if you say you're with him, this is the time. Come back home. I see you. Yeah, if you come back home, it doesn't matter what happened in the past. The time is now. Let's get together. Let's get this done.
yeah,
Let's bring him home, and then he
yeah,
will clear up all the confusion and the chaos.
that's
You
right.
know, so that's
So,
this is another thing when people are fighting. Like he said, not one person's going to free him, and you know we have to work together. He says love and unity. So it doesn't matter how
that's right.
we get him out. Let's get him out, because whoever gets him out, right, it's going to benefit all of us, right? So there's no
Right.
arguing. There's no, just let's come together and do what we need
You
to
know
do.
why I became an ambassador? Because of Dr. York. I said I will use the ambassadorship power to go into every group, whether Rastafari, Maroon, Taino, Arawak, Bantu, whoever they are, make up the Ubuntu, and talk about Dr. York. All I do all day. If you're not, if you're blocking me from talking about Dr. York, I do not want to be a part of that institution.
Right.
If you ever dare say Dr. York, I don't want to be a part, I exit. So I have make it a point of duty that everywhere, even when I did stuff for the UN, I make the point of duty. They're probably tired of me. The amount of attempt they make on my life for defending Dr. York, I know it. The only thing they haven't done to me yet is put me in the cemetery, and I ain't gonna be no Jesus Christ for them. But I am very brave. And Dr. York sent me things about the secret of Marcus Garvey, and that's why. And not only that, it connect because I hold the last journal for Marcus Garvey.
Right.
I am like a mediator to him because I still can see them on dimensions. You understand? So my cousin, Dr. Julius Garvey, we just got pardoned for Marcus Garvey's crime by the president, right? He exchange over to Trump, Donald Trump. Yeah. So we got the pardon. The thing is this, and the John Hanson side of my family is very well known. Taraji P. Hanson, who is Cookie from Empire, these are families. You have the rich side, the middle class side, and the poor side. But any which way, we are families, no matter which part of the echelon. We're nobles, we're royal, and we're majestic people. And we have to carry on the bloodline work of our ancestors by any means necessary to protect the next generation coming. I already see the future, brother, because I saw the new book in the future. They call it the well, I can't even say it. They always shut me down because I'm not supposed to say it. Yeah. The Akamenu or something like that. It's the Amenu. It's a future book.
Right.
It's an extension to the Emerald tablet, like the Destiny. And it shows the children in the future, our offsprings.
So your line is
reanimating
breaking up
each
a
one
little
of us.
bit.
Yes,
your line,
because of my transmission. Yes,
Okay.
I know why. I know why. Every
Okay,
time
I'm
I'm
just letting
about
you
to
know,
say,
just in case.
yeah, I know. They're telling me to shut it out. Don't say that.
Right.
They're shutting me down. I know why. So, but you understand where I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
There's a entity. Baba have it, and he told me in my dreams, in my vision, that it's programmed in my genetics. The book of Eli, the book of Eli, is in my code, in my genetic coding. I must rely on it. And he told me I'm one of the 7 of the King Tuts. I already know who I am. I am the Asar. I am the Ishmael. So I know who I am. I'm 87. I don't afraid to tell anybody anymore because there's nothing they can do to me anymore.
Right.
Give me liberty or give me death. So I am that I am. I know who I am. I was taken up in 2010. And that's why I disappeared from the scene. And I'm not innocent. Why I was chosen for this mission, when I entered the courts, they held me in silence. This is confession I'm giving you now. They held me in silence. And I had to speak everything, whether good or bad, about myself. And when I finished, I broke in tears and I dropped to my feet. And they say, get up, you are one of us. And I said, what happened to Malachi? And just as I said, what happened to I'm back in Earth space. Within 5 minutes, what is record to a 5 minutes Earth time, I went millions of light years away. Fit into a perfect seat, discussing what is going to happen to the future of this planet. That's where I went. And I'm back. When I came back, my brain went into far upgrade. Things that I couldn't comprehend get easier for me now. That's why I'm now I'm a tribunal judge. I don't know if you ever watched the movie Judge Dredd. I am like that. I'm a military intelligence Stargate police. That's what I am. I'm upgraded with a lot of information about blockchain, cryptocurrency, money, power, economic empire. All of these things were downloaded into me. And that's why I'm sitting. In 2019, I lost everything in 2017 by signing power of attorney when I was locked down. for 2 years. When I came back in 2019, somebody said to me in the spiritual realm that you're going to have more titles and ranks than any other time in your life. I said, how can a poor man have so much titles? And said, just trust the path. And I trusted the path and take it as I tell you. It's not money that put me on these seats. It's my brain, my mind, the potential of the mind. That's Dr. York first book. The potential of my mind gathered me around the world, working with all kind of people to help our ancestors' mission complete. I love you, my brother.
Love you too. Love you too. But yeah,
I'm not talking no baby love. I'm talking the real Ashok.
Ashok.
You understand? I've been watching you a long time. And I know you are a star in the making. You're making Doc proud. You're making Papa Yanun proud. You understand? There's very rare I stumble into a Nubian that pushing into the future. And I studied under brother Nuben Menkares under the mentalist department too. I went to every school there is because I needed the future. I don't need the past. The only thing I need from the past is the password.
We just need to get Pops out, and he's coming out.
That's right, because he is the key. He is the key. And guess what? Just like how you say Angtui, we will be the Angtree.
That's funny. I like that. Yeah, we will get Pops out, and I shook.
Yes, we will. We speak it into, just like the Nike said, just do it. We will do it.
Absolutely. We just need to come together, like you say. It doesn't matter if you're nation, Hebrew Israelite, Israeli church, whatever school you came through or walked through, we're the Nubian nation, and we need to come together. That's it. Everything he said this in recordings back in the years ago, where people that would been around will know. He said, when we get to our destination, we can sit around the table and iron out our differences as family, but we don't serve any purpose being divided and I am this and I am that and trying to use intellectual information against each other. It's like he's here. He's been sent here for this job, so he's gonna
hear this now. Donald Trump keeps singing in 2017 genealogy and sovereignty, and I guess it missed everybody. After he said make America great, he keeps singing on genealogy. So I did my genealogy, and I was given a Nanaya title, which is a kingly title in Africa. I keep it quiet, but I will tell you. Now, when I trace my Takaradi,
you told me you're telling the whole world, bro.
No, it's time. It's that time.
No, I hear you.
You're in the Angtui. Yeah. In the Angtui is the revealing. You're unveiling. That's what Angtui. I know what it meant, I just wanted to see if you could explain it, how it was given to me. Right. So we're in the unveiling. You're moving the veil now. Since 2019, I was told to unveil. Don't care about no one who's dragging you down. Move forward, ahead, full force. Don't let nobody drag you down in emotional weaknesses, but use emotional intelligence. So when I trace it back to Takaradi, I was wondering why my facial feature on the, that picture that Baba has with him holding his hand like this on the holy tablet?
Yeah.
And he holds his soul gate. I said to myself, that's the first book I saw in Jamaica under a bed. A Rasta guy gave it to me, Emmanuel. Rasta Emmanuel said, here. And when I saw the book, something connect. It connects so well that when I came to the Nubians, brother said to me, bro, how you going to download so much information? You know how long I've been studying? I've been studying from Baba, wrote the first book and blah, blah, blah. And I said, listen to me. I didn't come here to study. I came here to finish some work. So I used to run the temp. I used to help. I was the store manager assisting Sakina and brother Newbie in Bushwick. So they all know who brother Ucha is, and they know I don't play. They know I'll lick their head off if they play a game with Baba. They know me. And I joined the Palmer J to send a message to them to let them know I'm a warrior. And Emmanuel Zodak L, who was Baba's personal bodyguard, is also my teacher and friend. So if anybody who don't know, I send them a message loud and clear. I know the name and I know the code. I know the day, I know the code, and I know the time. So let them know the risky message is being sent loud and clear.
Remember though, bro, I hear you, and I'm saying let's come
Yeah.
together in love and unity. Yeah, you know, we have to
Oh,
get
it's
the
love.
work
No,
done.
it's love.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
love.
So,
It's tough
like,
love.
yeah,
The
because
Redskins said,
of
tell them
course, you
tough
need tough
love.
love. That's right. These
Tough love.
days,
Like Big
you
Mama.
need, yeah,
They say big mama business. Big Mama. When Mama
mm,
is stern, it's Big Mama business. And the
right,
next question I want to ask you, big brother, as I talk about
mm,
Big Mama. You know that part in Revelation 12 that says, and she came out of the heaven with the moon, the sun above her head and the moon on her feet. Who was that deity? Baba break it down to us. I think he said it connect to with the in our in Isma Ishma in the Islamic world it would be Fatima or something, but it
that's right.
translate back into yeah. Is it Selket or Circuit or the one with the scorpion on her head?
Yeah, I mean, it's really Stakhamtat, or they're different
Contact.
names. Yeah, different names, but it's really
Right.
talking about the female, right? She
Mm-hmm.
represents the female as the time we're in now is the time of the
Yes.
females, right? So the sacred
Yes.
feminine. Remember, for many
Mm-hmm.
years the men have been up front running things with the you know
Mm-hmm.
churches, mosque, and it's always their men, imams and priests, reverends, presidents, prime minister.
Right.
And now it's that time for her, and she's stepping out now, and you
Yes,
can
sir.
see our sacred feminine coming out. So even though it's
Mm.
like one person, but it's the female that is now their time.
Right. The order.
And yeah, that's why I
Right.
said about the Ankhtui and the double. 'Cause when you read that if you haven't read that yet, the Gospel of Yanun on the Sacred Feminine, it's explaining about,
Mm-hmm.
and he was explaining this throughout about even in Islam, he was
Yes,
saying
I
like
know. I think
you're
I know
like
the
a
one you're
bird, you
talking about.
can't fly a bird flying with one wing. We got to basically have
Mm-hmm.
both wings. Now is both sides of our brain, and this is where
Mm-hmm.
we have to get back together as male and female
Mm-hmm.
to, yeah, basically
Yes.
to get the job done. So it's her turn to step up front, and we don't. And when she steps up front, it's not like we're just behind. It's like we're behind to support,
Mm-hmm.
as you said, the Majeyu and the men. Like he even broke this down when he said everyone's waiting for the Messiah to come and save them, and he said, but who's going to save the
Mm-hmm.
Messiah? And he gave an example. He
Yes.
said, if this lady here, you can go back and listen to that recording. If this lady here was the female that was going to give birth to the Messiah, how many of us will be able to hold our hands and protect her and surround her and make sure that she does give birth to that Messiah and that she's protected? And then he touched on the movie, The End of Days, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know the word, what it means anyway. But yeah, so it is about the female and their time to rule and our time to be there to support and protect them. And that's why Baba started to surround himself with females, and he was grooming the females because he said a lot of the men, they're too egos, they're egotistical. They break down easily like little girls when he gives them the man talk, as you say, like a father, and he said he don't want the
Yes.
the bitching men, because he wants
Yes.
the beings that are ready to get the job done, and not get break down emotionally and so forth. Because when women are put up front, because men feel inferior, they like they start to get emotional. So he was like, "Do you know, right now I'm going to teach the females because she was first. She's the one that carries the mitochondria, which is going to be passed from female to female, from generation to generation. And it's no coincidence why they had to trump all these charges around, do you know what I mean? Those allegations and things like that. So yeah, it's the woman's time, and they just starting to step up because
Especially the virtuous ones, them. The one with
exactly. That's right.
yeah, the ones
That's
who
right.
speaking.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
that's why.
we don't want the other ones, them.
Right.
The other ones will pass away.
That's
Yeah.
why this is whole of the Virgin Mary. When you're saying the
Mm-hmm.
Virgin Mary, like a sacred feminine is not just any female, even though it's used loosely. But you're right, it's those pure ones that have not mixed and have influences from DNA and fluids from other people. So, but yeah, of course, everyone can still be helped and healed and transformed. But yeah, we're talking about those
What's your birth
special
sign? What's your birth
sacred
sign,
feminine.
beloved?
um
Gregorian, under the Gregorian science. I'm
Okay.
talking
Yeah, I
under
was gonna
there.
say, I'm
Mm.
Cancerian, like Baba.
That's right. You're a
Yeah.
teacher. I'm a Virgo.
Right. According to their
Yes.
stuff, yeah. But that's why I
That's
was
according to the
hesitating.
stuff. But I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
Baba taught
But
us how to Baba
Yeah.
taught us how to read the Dandera charts and all
Sure.
things to put us back on the 0 point reference. So
Right.
you know by me saying it to you that you know how to interpret it back into
I know. I know.
your
Yeah.
tools. Yes,
Mm.
sir. All right.
Sure.
So I deal with mother. I
Mm.
operate under the mama frequency. So
Yeah. That's
the mama is in me. I appear as a man, but with both sides. So I have Mahat on one and Tuhuti on the other. So I come.
that's right. That
Yes, sir.
are you in the order, the brotherhood?
Rather, I have my AEO number for years. As I said to you, I used to help run the temple and
No, no, I was gonna
put
show
in
you the Ma's sons.
the Ma son.
The sons of
Yes,
Ma.
mama. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, that's right.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's
We
real.
used to say we used to say in one of the group Uamaya, Uamama. I think one of Dr. York's son branched off and created his own unit. I forget
Mm,
his name. Ibrahim, one of them started his own little, and I liked it. You
mm.
know, Uamaya, Uamaya, representing the mother. You know,
Right.
I always
Right.
represent the mama. Big Mama business is my business, bro. I
Hear
got a
that.
vision one day seeing Big Mama come down in a ship that looked like a cat. And the ship landed, boom, on the earth. And when she walked out of the chest plate of the ship opened from the chest of the cat. When the cat, that upright cat, or it sits at the door of
Mm.
Tambere,
Yeah.
the ship landed like that and it opened. And when she walked out on the balcony and she smelled this stench of the earth, she said, oh, stink.
Mm.
Something is raucous. Ugh. And oh, this is disgusting. All of this has to be cleaned up.
That's that. That's the best. Yeah.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. It all ties right back to the sacred feminine.
That's right.
Yeah. The older the feline.
I get a lot of celestial dream. Most of my dreams are not in this world. And maybe that's why I don't fit in. I live like a little avatar up in the mountains right now, just and like a monastery. I just
Mm.
try to just get my chi. I try to look into my mirrors, them look at myself, under my green light. Even the light you see around me, I stay under my green light. When they're talking about the red light realm, I'm in my under the green light realm.
Mm.
I'm just charging, just charging. Every day I
Yeah.
charge in silence. And just studying.
Mm.
I just study in silence and I show tough love. I'm like mama and papa in one. I'm not going
Right.
to be easy on these next generation. I'm going to show them the love that they need to know through this book.
Mm-hmm.
This book should be studied by even diplomats. That book, if all book pass away, you see this one? As simple as it, Baba said, sometimes the book you underestimate
What's the
is the book
title of
that you
that one,
need.
brother? I
This is
can't
the
see.
Holy Tabernacle Family Guide.
Yeah, the Holy Tabernacle Family Guide.
That's a
But
protocol of
it's a
living,
very
man.
good book, and a lot of new. Like, remember, from as I keep saying, everything he's ever touched, put out, spoken, said is
Mhm.
valuable. But
Valuable.
we're in the hereafter doctrine now, so there's a lot of
Yeah,
new information
that's
that
right. That's right.
takes those books to
That's right.
another higher level. But
Yes,
yeah,
that's
although
right.
that's a very, in
Yeah,
fact, I still
I read the new ones them too.
I got all the editions of that book, and I was reading
Yeah.
it the other day, and I was like, wow, look at this, still very relevant, you know.
I used to sell the Pataraks them, back, I sell some of the new books back in the days, and I constantly getting all the updates. And thanks to you, you just make it very easy for me. You're like a walking audiobook. So let me just tap into second, you
Yeah.
know?
Thank you.
Yes,
This is all Dr. York, man.
yeah.
Like I'm like
I
you,
know, I
where
know,
yeah. No, I always say
and
that so that I can keep myself grounded,
you
because
make it
it's
easy for the
very
next
easy.
generation.
Yeah, it's
You're
very
like a
easy for people
walking
to
book.
ego trip.
Yes. You're a
Yeah.
walking book, my brother, and keep on doing what you're doing. I love it. You
Appreciate love you
understand?
too. Yeah.
I know we're gone over the 15 minutes that was allotted, but
That's
I tell you
okay.
this,
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
it's valid. It's valid
Yeah.
information. It's
Mm.
valid. So we know when to step up
Right.
or step down. So
Yeah.
I only have 3 more minutes
That's
because
okay.
I'm going into, a matter of fact, I have 1 minute left, I should say.
Mm.
But what I will say to you, my brother, keep on doing what you're doing, and you know what you need to have in place around you.
Mm.
And you need to know all your told and
I'm
told.
gonna connect with you and keep in touch, and so
Yeah,
we can, yeah, like you say.
my number is
Yeah,
in the box.
I
Please
see
send
it.
me a private link so that
Yeah,
I can keep in touch with you on a more private communication,
most
so we can
definitely.
help Baba Yanun get out.
Love and unity is the key.
And
That's it.
send me
Yeah.
the legal team. All
I
right.
will. I
Even though
will.
we say law,
Yeah.
I don't like legal. I like law. 'Cause I speak living language. Come out of the
Yes.
land of the living dead and come into the land of the living soul. So I speak live language,
I hear you.
etymological
I hear
words
you.
that give life force. You know. Yes, sir.
Tua. Tua. Appreciate
So
love. Until the next time.
appreciate love all the
All
time.
right,
I
man.
appreciate love all the time. One love, one
Akos.
aim, one destiny.
Wadu. Wadu.